Tua Tagovailoa. Wow, has he been on fire or what this year? Just an incredible story in general for the NFL. This is Sports Guy Talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Tua Tagovailoa being an effective quarterback for the Dolphins this season. Their wide receiver Tyreek Hill has also gone bananas on the rest of the NFL as he is on pace to shatter the NFL record for most receiving yards in a single season. The Dolphins now have a chance to make a statement win against the Eagles on Sunday Night Football as they are considered to be one of the top teams in the NFL. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with a topic question. So here it is. Can Tua Tagovailoa continue his excellence against the Eagles? Statistically, yes. You look at what Tua Tagovailoa has been doing for the Dolphins, you have to be extremely impressed with what he's done. You can talk about the fact that he has Raheem Mostert. You can talk about the fact that he has Jaylen Waddle. You can talk about the fact that he has Tyreek Hill. But I don't really care about the weapons that he has. I care about the fact that Tua Tagovailoa has been a winner in the NFL. My biggest issue with Tua Tagovailoa was not necessarily his ability, but his availability. So far, Tua Tagovailoa has proved me wrong on that front. I said Tua Tagovailoa needed to bulk up several times. Well, he's done that this offseason, and now his hard work has been paying off this year. When you look at Tua Tagovailoa, he's extremely accurate with the football, and people say that he doesn't have a strong arm, but I highly disagree with that. I think Tua Tagovailoa actually has a very good arm. When you look at Tua's deep ball, it's actually a thing of beauty. I mean, he puts so much air on those deep balls, but it's not like so much that he's underthrowing his receivers, but he's just putting enough air on those passes that Tyreek Hill is just running right under them. He's just catching them with ease. It's like, oh my goodness, what a special combination Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill are. I mean, for Tyreek Hill that already have 814 receiving yards in just 6 games, wow, what an incredible feat. He also leads the NFL in receiving touchdowns with 6 touchdowns. You look at what Tyreek Hill has been doing. He's been extremely incredible. He is on pace right now to win Offensive Player of the Year. That's how good Tyreek Hill has been. Tyreek Hill has gone bananas on the rest of the NFL. I mean, you look at his electrifying speed. It's just freaking incredible to look at. You look at this whole Miami Dolphins team in general. You look at the team of track star athletes that they have. Jaylen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Raheem Mostert, and when they had Achane, who was healthy earlier in the year at the running back position. I mean, wow, is this a team of track stars of what? When I look at the Miami Dolphins, they just have blazing speed all over the place. And it's like zoom, zoom, zoom. Look at that missile. Look at that rocket. It's like, wow, how fast are these guys? I've just been really impressed with it. I've been impressed with the speed of the Miami Dolphins, and to see Tyreek Hill break out the way that he has on the Miami Dolphins. I mean, wow, we already thought Tyreek Hill was really good on the Kansas City Chiefs, but when you look at Tyreek Hill and the Miami Dolphins, this man has looked incredibly awesome. When you look at Tyreek Hill, this man is averaging over 100 yards a game like it's nothing. This is the NFL that we're talking about. This is not college football that we're talking about. We're talking about the freaking NFL, and to see Tyreek Hill dominate NFL opponents the way that he has, I mean, wow, he has broken the league. And I remember he caught that deep touchdown against my Carolina Panthers this past Sunday. I remember he took the guy's phone, recorded himself. They did a backflip while recording himself on the phone. I mean, wow, if that's not a funnier celebration than that, I don't know what is. I've been impressed with Tyreek Hill. I've been impressed with Tua Tagovailoa. Right now, he's in the lead race for MVP. He's my leader to win MVP if the season ended today. I'm not saying that Tua Tagovailoa will end up winning the MVP, but what I am saying about Tua Tagovailoa is that how he's been playing the first 6 weeks has been incredible. He's been super accurate with the football. He's been able to throw the deep ball really effectively. He's been able to stretch the field all over for the Dolphins, and you can talk about him being a system quarterback, but for Tua Tagovailoa to put the ball in those playmakers' hands, you got to give him a ton of credit. And honestly, he can't control the kind of system that he's running in. He can only control the system that he plays in, and he can only control what he can do on the football field. And so far, what Tua Tagovailoa has done has been really impressive. And I want to give a shout out to head coach Mike McDaniel. For Mike McDaniel to be doing what he's doing right now, I mean, wow, is that impressive or what? Because I've been amazed by the wizardry of Mike McDaniel and how they have so much motion installed in pre-snap and how they always get their guys open. They know how to get playmakers in space. They know how to throw the ball to them. I mean, wow. When you're going to talk about play caller designer, Mike McDaniel is the definition of that. This dude is the second coming of Kyle Shanahan. That's how good Mike McDaniel is as a head coach. Now, you want to talk about the Dolphins defense? Well, I don't necessarily feel good about them, but hey, when you have an offense that's doing as good as the Dolphins are, who really cares about defense? The Miami Dolphins defense has been mediocre, but at least the Dolphins defense defense has not been a liability in terms of costing them ball games. I know some people might be saying right now, hey, the Miami Dolphins have been playing trash opponents week after week after week. They haven't really beaten anybody whatsoever. And yeah, I would say that's true to an extent, but you can only control who's on the schedule. This is not college football where you can schedule your opponents and pick and choose who to play. This is the NFL. You have to play who's on the schedule, and the Miami Dolphins have taken care of business against bad football teams. Now, as far as if they can do this against good football teams, let's wait and see. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's give the Miami Dolphins some time to get this figured out. I know the Miami Dolphins last year started out 6-3. They ended up finishing the year 9-8. So I know the Dolphins, they're capable of starting out fast, but they do have slow finishes. I am worried about the fact that Tua Tagovailoa is going to end up getting himself hurt because of the fact that Tua has been in concussion protocol not once, not twice, but 3 different times. And because of the fact that Tua Tagovailoa has had to miss time in each of his first 3 NFL seasons, when you look at Tua, you look at a guy that looks like he's one injury away from being forced into retirement. I feel scared whenever I watch Tua Tagovailoa drop back because I just don't know whether or not he's going to last in the NFL. Obviously, we know that he can throw the deep ball very well. He's pretty accurate with the football. He is a quick processor of the field as well. He knows how to read defenses very effectively. I mean, he's a smart quarterback. Obviously, Tua is not a stupid quarterback. If he was a stupid quarterback, he wouldn't have lasted at this level by this point. I mean, for what Tua Tagovailoa has done, I mean, just absolutely incredible. Now, as far as whether or not he's going to perform this Sunday night against the Eagles, I don't see that happening. I think Tua Tagovailoa will have a good game, but I don't think he's going to have a great game. And that's not a knock on Tua. That's just how good I value the Eagles defense. When you talk about the Eagles defensive line, they are stacked all over the place. I could list weapon after weapon after weapon, but I'm not going to go ahead and do that because I feel like the names speak for themselves. The Eagles defensive line is going to dominate the Dolphins offensive line. I feel scared for Tua because if he gets hit too much against this Eagles defense, he might end up getting injured, and that would not be good for Tua Tagovailoa's career whatsoever. Obviously, Tua needs to be well protected. If he can be well protected though, then he's going to be a good football player. It's just the fact that he keeps getting hit all the time. Right now, he's the lead dog for MVP. He's been playing really well. Do I think he's going to end up winning Sunday against the Philadelphia Eagles? No, I don't see that happening. I think the Eagles are going to bounce back from their defeat to the New York Jets on Sunday Night Football. They're going to end up beating the Miami Dolphins because I don't see how the Dolphins are going to be able to deal with a pissed off Eagles team. This Eagles team is going to make sure that they're not going to lose 2 games in a row, because if they lose 2 games in a row, man, are the vibes in the locker room going to be low-key ruined for the Philadelphia Eagles. You want to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles? They are one of the top teams in the NFC. Jalen Hurts is an incredible quarterback. I know that he threw 3 interceptions against the Jets, but hey, all quarterbacks struggle against the Jets defense. Even Josh Allen struggled against that defense as well. I mean, you want to talk about the Jets defense? I mean, wow, they got a lot of dogs in there. They look really good in there. And the Philadelphia Eagles, they're going to bounce back against the Miami Dolphins. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I think that the Philadelphia Eagles, they're going to get the run game going. I think their passing game is going to get somewhat going as well because of the fact that the Dolphins defense, quite frankly, isn't that good. And as for the Eagles defense, I think they're going to show up on the Miami Dolphins as well. Their offensive line has been pretty good, but the Eagles defensive line is even better. And Tua Tagovailoa, he's not going to have as much time to throw as he's had the first 6 weeks, which means that Tyreek Hill is going to have a worse stat line than usual. I mean, it's not like the Miami Dolphins have proven to be invincible. They already lost a game this season to the Buffalo Bills, who many people consider to be a Super Bowl title contending team. So the Philadelphia Eagles, they're probably in that same tier as the Buffalo Bills, which means that if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles, I go ahead and copy the blueprint that the Buffalo Bills used against the Miami Dolphins. And if they copy the blueprint against the Miami Dolphins, that's going to be kind of problematic. With Tua Tagovailoa being injury prone, that's going to be some cause for concern. I mean, look, has Tua Tagovailoa improved this year? Absolutely. Have I been impressed with this improvement? Yes, to an extent. However, I'm not fully convinced that this guy is going to last through the course of 17 games because of the fact that he is an injury prone quarterback and because of the fact that he is somewhat of a system quarterback. He does elevate the system, but he doesn't elevate it enough in my opinion. Now, my final score is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles scoring 34 points, while I got the Miami Dolphins scoring 29 points. I think it's going to be a good game, but I think the Dolphins are going to ultimately fall short of winning this ball game because of the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles are just simply the deeper team when you compare them to the Miami Dolphins. So that is why Tua Tagovailoa will not continue his excellence against the Eagles, as they will end up being the Dolphins by the score of 34-29. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking. Like the video and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @Dustin Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @Dustin and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @Dustin Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.